One of the biggest misconceptions that young engineers have at the start of their careers is that productivity and career growth are the same thing. They're not. In fact, they're often moving in completely different directions. Think about what's happening in engineering right now, especially software engineering. Every month, AI becomes better at writing code, better at documentation, better at debugging, better at explaining concepts, better at completing exactly the same kinds of tasks that fill most junior engineering jobs. And of course, that's a positive thing in a way, until you realize something. If AI gets twice as good at the work you're doing, what happens to the value of that work? That's the question that is not asked often enough. The danger isn't that AI becomes better. The danger is that your value stays tied to the things AI is learning to do. That's what I call the productivity trap. To understand how this happens, we have to start at the very bottom of the ladder. At level 1 of the AI Competency Ladder, you consume AI. You ask questions, generate code, summarize documents, explain concepts. It's a very effective way to learn. In fact, everyone should start here. The problem isn't using AI. The problem is never moving beyond it. Imagine every difficult bug you encounter. Instead of wrestling with it for 30 minutes, you paste it into ChatGPT, and after 30 seconds, you'll solve the problem. But you'll also skip 30 minutes of pattern recognition, 30 minutes of experimentation, 30 minutes of building intuition. Over months, these skipped experiences compound. Eventually, someone asks, "Why did you choose this architecture?" And you just know it's a good choice, but you don't know why it's a good choice. AI gave you the answers. It couldn't give you the experience. That's why level 1 of the AI Competency Ladder is the beginning of your career journey and not the destination. And most engineers eventually do move beyond asking questions. They start using AI every day at a higher level. And unfortunately, that's where the trap gets even harder to see. At level 2 of the AI Competency Ladder, AI becomes your assistant. It writes documentation, generates unit tests, organizes information, drafts emails, speeds up repetitive work. Everything feels easier, and your manager probably notices. You're getting more done, closing more tickets, moving faster than ever. But here's the problem. Everyone else is moving faster also. AI doesn't just raise your productivity, it raises the baseline for everyone in the field. Yesterday's competitive advantage becomes today's minimum expectation. So the question isn't, did AI save me 3 hours? The question is, what did I do with those 3 hours? Did you spend them developing new skills, learning system architecture, talking with customers, understanding the business, or did you simply produce more of the same work? Efficiency only becomes a career advantage if you reinvest the time saved in a way that makes you more valuable. Or if you didn't reinvest the time saved, you're just more efficient at work that's becoming less valuable every year. And that brings us to the biggest misunderstanding about AI. Here's the mistake I see over and over again. People assume that becoming more productive with the help of AI automatically makes them more valuable, but productivity and value are completely different things. Productivity is about producing more output, more lines of code, more documentation, more tickets solved. Value is about solving more important problems, climbing up the complexity ladder, reducing the amount of mind share for your work from your boss. And eventually, productivity reaches a ceiling, but creating value never does. That's why the engineers who thrive in the age of AI won't simply be the most productive engineers. They'll be the engineers who continually move their value higher than whatever AI becomes capable of doing next. That's exactly what Level 3 of the AI Competency Ladder is all about. At Level 3, AI stops helping you produce more work. It starts helping you to think at a higher level. And that single shift changes everything. In the next video, we're going to explore what I believe is the most important transition on the entire AI competency ladder. The moment AI stops being a productivity tool and becomes a thinking partner. Because that's where careers really begin to separate. Some will take off and some will stall.